the dream! Save 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 the dream!
The recently proposed Republican budget, H.R. 1, if enacted, would mean firing 65,000 teachers nationwide, killing those 700,000 jobs, sending another 10,000 veterans into the streets. In Colorado, that Republican budget would cost us approximately another 12,000 jobs.
The dream! Save 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 the dream!
The middle class is soon becoming extinct, and the poor have very little opportunity to rise out of that poverty without good jobs. While corporations are getting away with fraud and destroying the economy not only here but around the dang world. Why did this all happen? Because corporations were allowed to go overseas where the costs are lower. There are practically no safety standards. Today, our generation is in a battle to win back our jobs and those things our grandfathers won for us so many years ago. And let me include grandmothers too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know the sacrifices that the union has made back then. We are the new generation to make new changes, progressive changes. In many states throughout this nation, legislation is being put forth that will take away our voice and hand over control over to the corporate world. For example, in Michigan, there is legislation on the table that will destroy democracy by allowing the governor in a time of quote unquote financial crisis to name a corporate czar who would take over the democratically elected officials in the towns and the cities at the whim of the governor of Michigan. We cannot allow this to happen. And if it does, there may be a domino effect in all 50 states. I cannot believe that we as citizens will ignore these shenanigans. It's time for us as citizens to stand up, throw away our excuses for not participating in our democracy. Excuses will never help the working people. But I'll tell you what, looking at all of you here, one extra body in the midst of the battle can change the course of history. We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
My name's Ron Booth.
My name is Jan Embry Beaver.
Okay, my name is Michelle Duncan, and I'm from Colorado Springs.
My name is Ellen Buckley.
My name is John Beaver.
Patty Lampman.
My name is Noel Reck.
The military. I'm a retired service member, and I'm about protecting veteran benefits.
The Republican war on women and workers and the environment.
Complete and utter frustration about what's going on in our country.
Their budget cuts, they want to destroy the EPA, basically, through budget cuts. So the air I breathe and the water I drink will be filthy because no one will be protecting us from corporations who, as we know, aren't looking out for the best interests of you and me, they're looking out for their bottom line.
That affects me as an everyday American. I sub in the schools, I see what happens to teachers, I see us losing our democracy. So whenever that affects democratic principle, it affects us all.
I mean, everybody else we know, I think, is going to be heavily impacted. They're going after the middle class. We are the middle class. anything they want to cut the middle class. Anything they want. They want to take all the power away from the middle class. And I'm sick of it. I'm just completely sick of it.
Well, I tell you what, you're next. You know, after they're done trying to get things away from the public workers, they're going to go after the private workers next. Again, they're never satisfied. And private workers out there, whatever wages you make right now, you have unions to thank for that. What the unions were able to provide, the private sector has to keep up with. So if the public sector pays the price, you are too, sooner or later.
Open your eyes and hear the truth and look around you. Follow the money. Who has the biggest interest of keeping us divided? Follow that and you'll get your answer.
Workers' rights anywhere affect workers' rights everywhere. One state falls, then another, and I think it's just a dangerous and illegal precedent that's being set in Wisconsin right now by the governor.
Well, I think it's become clearer and clearer. It's just sort of like we cannot, the global economy is here. We have to look across our country. We have to recognize that what impacts Wisconsin also affects us.
Because we're a state of working people, and I think we need to stand firm on the workers' rights.
It's not something you should ask me.
Just be fair. Do the right thing. I mean, the unions were willing to give you the monetary concessions that you wanted. But again, you've overreached now. You wanted to take away people's basic rights that have been fought for many, many years. But it's going to backfire on them. They're going to get recalled. The American people are going to see what these folks are up to once and for all.
I'd give them my wholehearted thanks. They've been derided by a lot of people as being flea baggers. The way I see it, they had only one card left to play to try to stop the illegal actions of the governor of Wisconsin, and they used the only avenue open to them.
You are great Americans, and thank you very much for having the courage of your convictions to do what you do.
That boy, you know, they have my support, so.
Can't take away the people's rights.
The message is the people do have some power. I think people have been really passive, and including myself, and it's time we have to take it back. I mean, we just don't have a choice.
The message is that thanks to Scott Walker, a sleeping giant has been awakened. Thank you, Scott Walker.